Hene Moa was no fool. She kept her cool. She pouted her lips, placed her hands on her hips, and gave an evil eye. "Her dreams," she cried. "I am Hene Moa Te Toa. Bring it on!" For me, it was writing, and I just never stopped. I just kept going. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. I mean, I had terrible handwriting. My sentences were often around the wrong way, like I read the end first, then the start. And the teacher said, you know, the spaces between the words on my lines, she said she could drive a truck through them. They were so, the words too far apart. But, and terrible spelling. And my spelling has got a lot better, but still I have a dictionary next to my computer and stuff, and I'm always in there.
Why don't you just like click it?
Am I what? Am I professional?
Are you going to make a pizza?
Oh, you think the spelling should be there straight away? No. When I wrote that first wooden fish, I sent it to one of my old school teachers. And she went through it. Well, it wasn't her. It was Jill Eagleton, which is another author. And I sent it to her because she had been a school teacher. She went to school. I sent it to her. And she had someone that I'd spent some time with when I was younger, so I was lucky. And I sent it to her. She got out her red pen and she found all my spelling mistakes, and there were lots of them. And still today, I still make mistakes. Yeah. It doesn't stop. But it doesn't mean you're not a writer. It's got nothing to do with it. About my children. Well, my daughter is very much a Hene Moa Te Toa. She's a tough one. I remember when she was really little, we had this, what was it, some little toy, and she was scared of it. And I had it sitting in the lounge, and I didn't know she was scared of it to begin with. So she comes in, she sees this little toy. I can't remember what it was.
Maybe it might be a clown.
No, it wasn't a clown. She doesn't like clowns though. But it was something, and she was a bit freaked out by it. So what she did was she went straight up to it, and she had tears coming out her eyes, and she was like trying to say, "I'm not scared of you." So she's like that. She's got that bit of an attitude, and so very much if Daddy asks her to do something, she can often be the one. No. Excuse me! You know, where my boy will be pretty quick to do something, but Talia likes to have a little bit of a fight.
Do you spend time with them?
Yes, never enough. Never enough. Sometimes work gets in the way. So, but I do spend a lot of, I'll be picking my son up this afternoon, and they do warrior kids with them too. So they do warrior kids. So I spend some time with them, but never enough. I always just
Which book is the best book that you've read?
Oh, I like all my books. I didn't do well at school. I love all my books. They're an achievement. I walk into a bookstore and there's my book. I don't say anything, but it's like, whoa, man. My book's in the bookstore. So, you know, if it's at the back, I'll pull it out and put it in the front.
So you go to bookstores in this room.
You know, and so yeah, I do like that. I do like that. Because remember, I didn't do well at school. In the end, I was kicked out of school. I was kicked out of school. So to walk in and see my book there is tremendous. Yeah, no, I didn't do well at school, like I said. And when I was a teenager, the fighting in my family got worse, and I didn't cope so well at school. I spoke and talked to the school. I actually asked the school for help. They had no idea what to do with me, and a few weeks after that, I was out of school. I wasn't a naughty boy, but I didn't always make the right decisions. So I did get in trouble, but it was mostly because, I mean, look at this. I went into a maths class, and it was supposed to be the serious year. It was called School C Maths, and it was supposed to be very serious. And I thought, right, I'm really going to focus. I'm really going to try hard. But when I left high school, I didn't know the alphabet. I couldn't tell you the alphabet when I left high school. I didn't know my times tables when I left high school, and I couldn't tell the time on hand clocks when I left high school.
At school, don't you?
That's when I left high school. That's after high school. It's after you guys. It's, you know, that's high school, secondary, college. And so I didn't do so well at school. And because of that, for example, when I was in this maths class, I was delayed basically when I went to high school. I was years back. And so when I was at high school, when I got into school C maths, I'm sitting there in this classroom. It's the first day in this class and I'm thinking, right, I'm going to try hard, I'm going to do this. The teacher comes up to the board, he starts doing all this stuff on the board. I had no idea what he was talking about. There was numbers and letters. I'm sitting there, letters don't go with numbers. That's the alphabet, man. And all this other stuff going on. I had no idea. There was thing going all over the place and circles and all this. And he goes, right, work on that. All the other children started working. You know, all the other students, most of them started working. Some of them put up their hands. So I thought, okay, there's some in here that don't know what to do either, so I'm not alone, so I'll put up my hand as well. Now, I was at the back of the classroom, so the teacher, he sees me, he goes to somebody else. And he goes to all the other children first. Then he goes, and he comes over to me, and he stands by the desk. Yes. And I looked at my work in front of me. I don't know what to do. And he goes, which part did you understand? All of it. so, you know, and he's looking at me and he says some stuff to explain what's going on. So he's talking away, explaining to me this work. And I'm just like, you know, I wasn't even sure if he was speaking English anymore. It was like a foreign language. I had no understanding of what he was saying. So in the end, he said to me, you sit down at the back of the class, you do not say a word and do not disrupt the other students. Do what you want, but do not disrupt my class. And that was it, and walked away. So I'm sitting there in this back of this class, he's not going to help me, and he's told me I can do what I want as long as I don't disrupt the other students. So I brought out my book and I just started writing stories. But a week later I was in another class. He got me out of the class. And I ended up in this special maths class. It was called New Zealand Maths. But the thing was, to begin with, I would go to this little classroom and there was a teacher there and she would help me with these worksheets. And there were some other students. Over time, they all disappeared. And it ended up me going to this little classroom by myself. No one was there. And they would put out worksheets for me to do. So I sat down and I would guess the answers because I had no idea what I was doing again. I just thought, oh, I'll just write 3 digits and that might be answer that one. Okay, I'll do this. I'll guess this one. So that's what I did because I had no idea. No one was there to help me through it. Like I said, I was delayed. For a while those sheets would be marked. I would come back to this little classroom when it was my maths time and there would be red pen on it showing me that it had been marked. I never passed the worksheets, of course. But they would have been marked. After a while I would come back, it would be sitting there, no red pen. No one had even looked at it. No one had even marked it. No one had even marked it. So I'm oh, let it go, let it go, let it go. So I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this work, you know, these sheets, they're not even being marked, so there's no point in me doing them. I don't know how to do them, and nobody's going to mark them or show me how to do them. So again, I wrote stories. So, like I said, I wasn't like I was being naughty at school, but I wasn't fitting into what school wanted. And